Barack Obama just shattered his silence with a brutal takedown that has Trump fuming and Republicans scrambling. The former president didn't just criticize Trump, he exposed the disturbing truth about America's slide toward dictatorship that has left the GOP absolutely speechless. What Obama revealed about Trump's latest power moves will leave you stunned. What's up, everyone? If you're enjoying this breakdown, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more politics that the mainstream media won't show you. For years, Barack Obama has mostly stayed on the sidelines, watching as Trump dismantled his legacy piece by piece. But on April 3rd, something inside Obama snapped. Speaking at Hamilton College, the former president unleashed a scathing attack so devastating it sent shockwaves through Washington.
I think people tend to think, democracy, rule of law, independent judiciary, freedom of the press, that's all abstract stuff because it's not affecting the price of eggs. Well, you know what? It's about to affect the price of eggs.
You'd think Republicans would rush to defend their leader, right? Wrong! The GOP's response has been deafening silence. And the reason why might be the most disturbing part of this whole story. Stick around because I'm about to break down exactly what Obama said that has Trump's allies quivering in fear. Let's dive right into Obama's nuclear bomb of a speech. While he never mentioned Trump by name, everyone knew exactly who he was talking about when he described unimaginable abuses of power corrupting the White House.
Imagine if I had done any of this. Let me just, I just want to be clear about this. Imagine if I had pulled Fox News' credentials from the White House press corps. You're laughing, but no, this is what's happening. Imagine if I'd said to law firms that were representing parties that were upset with policies my administration had initiated, that you will not be allowed into government buildings. We will punish you economically for dissenting. We will ferret out students who protest against my policies.
Obama straight up called out the double standard that's been haunting American politics. It's unimaginable that the same parties that are silent now would have tolerated behavior like that from me or a whole bunch of my predecessors.
It's unimaginable that the same parties that are silent now would have tolerated behavior like that from me or a whole bunch of my predecessors.
Think about that for a second. The same Republicans who lost their minds over Obama's tan suit are now dead silent while Trump bulldozes through democratic norms like they're made of paper. The hypocrisy is so thick you could cut it with a knife. But Obama was just getting warmed up. With laser precision, he dismantled Trump's recent authoritarian moves one by one. First, he exposed Trump's war on the free press. Imagine if I had pulled Fox News credentials from the White House press corps. The audience erupted in knowing laughter because just weeks ago, Trump banned the Associated Press from the White House press pool simply for writing stories he didn't like.
The judge's ruling, upholding our decision to deny the Associated Press such privileged access, reinforces the truth.
Obama didn't need to spell it out. The message was crystal clear. Trump is systematically silencing journalists who dare to question him. Then Obama dropped an absolute bombshell about Trump's intimidation of law firms. Imagine if I had said to law firms that were representing parties upset with my policies that you will not be allowed into government buildings. We will punish you economically for dissenting.
And Andrew Weissman is the main culprit?
He's certainly...
With respect to this firm?
He is one of a number of reasons that we believe this executive order is warranted.
He's a bad guy. Okay?
This wasn't just political rhetoric. Obama was referencing Trump's shocking directive ordering the Justice Department to seek sanctions against attorneys who sue his administration. Legal experts are calling it chilling and unprecedented. A move straight out of an authoritarian playbook that makes attorneys afraid to challenge government power. But the most disturbing part came when Obama exposed Trump's crackdown on college campuses. A federal government that threatens universities if they don't give up students who are exercising their right to free speech is fundamentally contrary to the basic compact we have as Americans.
The ICE arrest of the former Columbia student for his apparent role in the anti-Israel protests and encampments that happened last year, and we showed you so many of them.
Let that sink in. The Trump administration is literally forcing universities to report students who participate in protests against Israel's war in Gaza, threatening to deport foreign students who exercise their First Amendment rights. Trump himself declared, "We will find you and we will deport you." This isn't just un-American. It's a direct assault on free speech itself. And where are the Republicans who claim to worship the Constitution? Nowhere to be found. Obama didn't stop there. He meticulously broke down Trump's economic sabotage through reckless tariffs that sent the stock market into freefall, his unconstitutional election interference, and even his bizarre obsession with forcibly taking Greenland from Denmark, going so far as refusing to rule out military action against one of America's closest allies.
You know what? It's not enough just to say you're for something. You may actually have to do something and possibly sacrifice a little bit. So, yeah, if you're a law firm being threatened, you might have to say, okay, we will lose some business because we're going to stand for a principle. If you are a university, you may have to say, figure out, are we in fact doing things right? Have we in fact violated our own values, our own code, violated the law in some fashion? If not, and you're just being intimidated, well, you should be able to say, well, that's why we got this big endowment.
President Trump says the United States needs Greenland for international security.
Trending nationwide as Americans confronted the stark reality of Republican hypocrisy. Obama, imagine if I had done any of this. Exactly, tweeted the Tennessee Holler as millions shared Obama's incredulous takedown of the double standard. One viral comment put it perfectly. If Obama had issued an order requiring voter ID for all and threatened Harvard over campus protests, Republicans would have impeached him by lunchtime. With Trump, they shrugged. But here's the truly shocking part. Not a single prominent Republican has stepped up to defend Trump against these charges. Their silence is deafening, essentially confirming everything Obama said. Even conservative commentators were stunned by Obama's frontal assault. Fox News frantically tried to spin the story, but ended up validating Obama's points by recounting the very Trump actions he condemned. Meanwhile, Trump's inner circle is reportedly in full panic mode. Sources close to the White House reveal Trump was furious after Obama's speech, demanding aides craft a response. But his team is struggling to defend the indefensible. One insider admitted, "How do you justify threatening to deport students for protesting? You can't."
President Trump with a warning for people involved in college protests over the conflict between Israel and Hamas, calling those protests illegal. He's saying he will stop all federal funding to the schools, even threatening to arrest or deport those involved.
Former Vice President Kamala Harris echoed Obama's warnings in her own remarks that day, stating, "These are the kinds of things we're seeing each day, and it understandably creates a great sense of fear." The coordinated messaging suggests Democratic leaders are finally taking off the gloves to confront what they see as an existential threat to American democracy. Legal experts aren't mincing words either. One law professor described Trump's actions as breathtaking, warning that the president is essentially declaring, "The law is determined by my will. Welcome to either monarchy or dictatorship." So what does all this mean for America's future? Obama painted a stark picture of a democracy in peril. But he didn't leave his audience in despair. "Don't get discouraged," he urged. "I know it's a little crazy right now, but we're going to be okay." His message was clear. Democracy depends on citizens standing up for their values, even when it requires sacrifice. This wasn't just another political spat. It was Obama sounding the alarm about America's slide toward authoritarianism. By systematically outlining Trump's attacks on free speech, the rule of law, fair elections, and international norms, Obama issued what amounts to a code red for democracy. The former president's warning couldn't be more timely. Just consider what we've witnessed in recent weeks. Trump threatening to deport students for peaceful protest, blacklisting law firms that represent his critics, banning journalists who don't praise him. unilaterally rewriting election rules to suppress votes, crashing the economy with reckless tariffs, threatening military action against Denmark over Greenland. Any one of these actions would have sparked Republican outrage if done by Obama. All of them together from Trump? Complete silence. Obama's speech has forced Americans to confront an uncomfortable truth. We are witnessing the methodical dismantling of democratic guardrails by a president who views himself as above the law, and a political party too afraid or complicit to stop him. The question now is whether citizens will heed Obama's call to action. Will Americans stand up for the basic compact that defines our democracy, or will they normalize increasingly extreme behavior until it's too late? As Obama reminded us, democracy isn't guaranteed. Each generation must fight to preserve it. And that fight has never been more urgent than it is today. If you found this breakdown eye-opening, please hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with everyone you know. The truth needs to spread before it's too late.